Hello everyone.
Hi.
Hi guys.
Hey guys.
Hello guys.
Hey guys.
Hey
Guys.
Hello guys.
Hello guys.
Hey guys.
Hello guys.
Down here.
Bumish from Russia.
Malmo.
It's Jampe from Finland.
Lopski from Sweden here.
It's Flaming Hair.
It's Ethan from EG.
Hey guys, my name is Bented.
Hello.
Hey guys, it's Sam and I'm from Atlanta, Georgia.
This DreamHack is gonna be a good one for us for sure. See you there.
Astralis are ready. You guys. We're ready to win.
Cool.
Sam from Atlanta, Georgia, but for the side of, well, North America, things are not so great over there. Things are actually looking topsy-turvy in that group, but for us, we get to focus on what is going on within the European side of things. Vitality taking on Ents, Navi taking on Nip, and then we're going to round today out with the Evil Geniuses and the 100 Thieves going toe-to-toe in a battle for the ages that has not as many implications as you might think. Welcome back to DreamHack Master Spring 2020, everybody. My name's Trace. I've got some pretty sick new DreamHack merch, but don't let that distract you from the fact that we've got some matches to play today. 3 best of 3s, or as they say here in Germany, 3 best of 3s, and they're coming in your way quick, fast, and in a hurry. So let's get it on. Yes, y'all, and we will not stop. Not today, not tomorrow. Actually, tomorrow we have kind of like a hard stop at the end of the day, but today, that holds no bearing. We're talking about hardcore Counter-Strike. We're talking about the DreamHack Masters Spring 2020, and I'm also talking about Halvor, and I'm talking about Jacob. You might know him as Vendetta and Pimp, and they're here to tell you the story of their lives, and we're going to start with you, Jacob.
Story of my life, Trace, is that I've been living the past 3 years in a bubble where everything I've done throughout the entire day is just, watching Counter-Strike, playing Counter-Strike, and dealing with you. So it's miserable, but I manage. So it's all right.
Is it the bubble thing, you think, Halvor, that, is it me in the bubble that's really making that miserable for him, or is it just, like, him in his own bubble and that just sounds miserable?
No, I'd put a wager on that being actually you being the issue there. I think he does it for the Counter-Strike, and you're just kind of like a bump in the road that he has to deal with every so often.
Oh, nice. Speed bump, as we call it. Well, I would speedily get away from this topic and begin to talk about some of the Counter-Strike that we have going on here. We've already seen a ton of it being played, and honestly, the weirdest thing happened yesterday, and I don't know if you guys can recall, there's this team called Navi, and they've got a couple of good players on it, but then they get beat by this Finnish esports organization from Finland known as Ents.
Yeah, and
what the heck,
weird,
man?
You say weird. I remember one guy, at least in that broadcast yesterday, being pretty sure about the outcome of that match. And I'm not going to mention any names here, but Ents was actually playing pretty well yesterday. I'm not going to lie. Navi was maybe not playing up to the usual standard we know Navi to be, but I raised the question yesterday, and I don't know what you think about this, Halvor, or Trace for that matter, but Navi, they have only been good at IM Katowice. That's the only event where they've been really, really good. So I'm starting to think we're looking at, and I said the word fluke yesterday, maybe that's a bit too much to put on them, but let's be honest, throughout the entire year, they were struggling in the beginning, implementing Perfecto. Then they were insanely good, but only in the playoff at Katowice. Even in the group stage, they weren't looking that good. So maybe Navi is just not better than we're seeing right now. I'm starting to raise that question at least.
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you, honestly. I think I've had my doubts as with Boomic as an in-game leader since the beginning, pretty much, and I haven't seen any sort of development in that area. I think what really propelled him to success at Katowice was more or less the fact that you had the individuals stepping up, not necessarily that Navi became this like godlike strategical team that, fooled everyone. So without that, and with players having, inconsistent performances, they're not going to be, a top 3 team in the world, and, by my opinion.
Well, there was a time where the next teams that we're going to talk about, well, they definitely were up there within considerations of the top teams in the world. And for that, I'm not looking at 100 Thieves. I'm looking at the Cloud9s of the world. Now, they are on their way back up. Now, don't get me wrong. This team has shown promise. They've actually inflicted quite a bit of pain over there in the North American side of things. But overall, as things start to shape up over there, the 100 Thieves, Evil Geniuses, moreover, they're in rough spots.
They're in a rough spot. They are. And I don't know about you, Helver, but the North American scene right now is just one big mystery, right? We don't really know where to put any of these teams. And I think there's only one team showing consistency over there, and that's Furia. And that's about it.
Yeah, no, I'd agree with that. I don't really know what's happened with EG. They've just fallen off a cliff. I think we can see, I guess, semblance of consistency more so from 100 Thieves than anyone else, and I'd probably put them up there with, on the spot below Furia. But outside of that, yeah, it's a bit of a hot mess right now over in NA.
Yeah, over in NA, it is truly all over the place, and there's a lot of things that people want to say about why things are the way they are right now. There's always going to be this discussion and this topic about online versus LAN and versus eras of this and that and the other. But I think it's more appropriate to hear that from the players directly, so I think that's what we should do.
I don't think you can ever produce the same amount of adrenaline, focus, and energy level in an online game compared to offline game, just because of some factors that are non-existent in online, such as big stage, probably some audience in the stadium, just admin walking behind you, just high-fiving your teammate is something that will cheer you up a little bit more during the last round, and therefore you will play a little bit better or a little bit different.
If this was played on LAN, it would be like more hyped, I would say, for me. But obviously this is like really big tournament online, so I don't like have hard times to find my motivation, because I'm really motivated to keep grinding and keep playing better and like improve as an individual. So I will always do the like same preparation and grind a lot before any tournament.
I would say playing online is not harder and it's not easier. It's really different. Like it might be easier for yourself, like you're more comfortable at home obviously, and you're used to your setup and everything like that, but it can be hard as well for like playing against other players that has the same opportunity. So obviously it's easier for low tier team because maybe they haven't played that many tournaments on LAN, so they are more comfortable than us while playing. So that's why pretty much it's a little bit harder against them. But in the end of the day, you should win if you are the better team. Like you can't argue or blame if it's online or something. Like, are you the better team? You're gonna win. Like that's how it's supposed to be.
I wouldn't say it's harder or tougher. It's all about you don't need to underestimate the teams. I mean, everyone in the scene can shoot heads, basically. It comes down to who's the better team that day and who did the best preparation, I would say.
And if there's one echo that one sentiment that I want to echo right there, it's the fact that we're gone on record here and we've heard that it doesn't matter if it's online or on LAN. The better team should win. I like the way that sounds. I like the way that feels even. What do you two think about this?
They have to say that, and I agree. The thing is, I don't know about you, Helver, but coming from the environment I come from, I think that they know exactly what is the right thing to say, but whether they actually believe in it or not is a completely different, thing. I think the players right now are to themselves when they're practicing. I think the players, when they are maybe not putting out the extra half an hour on the deathmatch server, when they're not going in on the server and preparing, as they used to do before an IM Katowice, or as they used to do before the DreamHack Masters in Malmö. That's the reason, right? They're not putting in that extra effort. Sure, it sounds right to say that we're treating it the same way. We're doing, the same amount of preparations, but I don't think the players themselves believe it. They don't feel it, and that's the biggest problem. Because yes, one thing is saying what is the right thing to do, another one is to actually do it.
Yeah, no, it really feels like it's the PR answer, and it's obviously the correct mentality to have when you have to play online games and everything. But it becomes similar to watching a football team play a friendly match compared to playing a Champions League game.
Right.
It's just not the same intensity around it, and that's the mental thing that they have to kind of adjust for, and something that they have to make up for really in order to get themselves in the right mindset. But it's not always as easy as it is to just blurt out. I think just that making that shift is difficult, and that's why you're seeing more and more upstarts. Even though obviously all of the players want to win, regardless if it's online or on land, they want to win it just as much. But it's just that easier to kind of slip, focus wise.
And, just for the record, just so that I've stated this, that is going to be Jacob Pimp Vinicky and Halvor Vendetta Gulastol that have said that. Now, their opinions do not directly reflect me, myself, or anyone I know, or even DreamHack or anyone else. But what we can do is move swiftly along from calling the players liars and right into the groups and talk about what's going on here and what to think. Obviously, we're playing online. That's what's been dealt to us. That's the cards that we have in our hand. And so far, these cards, well, for some of these teams, they might want to shuffle the deck.
Yeah, I mean, there's been quite a few surprises throughout this tournament. Obviously, one of them is Astralis only placing second in that group. Brought in Yugi, all of a sudden had to play him. But ever since they placed second in that group and G2 took that first spot, more stuff has happened to the Astralis lineup. They've also lost Sipnix now as a player. So there's a lot of stuff going on with them. It's going to be interesting to see how they're going to fare off in the playoff. Big Clan and FaZe Clan, I think they have been the two biggest surprises so far. The fact they've managed to win out all 3 games of theirs and they actually have been playing some relatively solid Counter-Strike in a period where everyone seems to be playing a little less good than under normal circumstances.
So what exactly, we look at this and we see Astralis as a second. Jacob, do you think if they added you that they would have made it first in this group?
Without a doubt. I mean, we saw the games they played and, let's be honest, Trace, there's not a single player on that lineup that I'm not better than, so it is what it is.
Nice. I do like to hear that. I'm not even sure that Halvor would agree. I'm just going to get a simple thumbs up or thumbs down on that one because I just think it's not realistic. I'm going to have to go with maybe. There's a chance. How about that?
I'm just going to plead the fifth on that one.
Nice. Not American, but I think you can do that anyway. Yeah. I'm not actually sure about the technicalities. We've looked at the groups. Let's take a look at NA, though, because North America was an area that we said was in turmoil, and that being, of course, Liquid second in the group. We look over here. Evil Genius is just straight annihilated, eliminated out of the running, and that one's going to sting a lot for the EG with this beautiful logo.
Yeah, again, pleading the fifth on the logo, but no, definitely performance-wise, they haven't lived up to expectations. But again, like I think we're getting to a point where we don't necessarily can have that high of an expectation from EG because this has been a long-standing issue for them. This is not like all of a sudden they're starting to perform poorly. This has been over a longer period of time, so they definitely need to change things up. I think obviously the interview that Amapet had previously with HLTV, that was a bit of an eye-opener, obviously, and it's kind of indicative of what they're going through right now. So maybe we're looking at a lineup change at EG's in not too long.
And the weirdest things about this, Jacob, I'm not sure if you caught the same article, but the weirdest thing about this is it's not that the players or even the former coaching staff or any of this, if it's true, can deny it. Because it's out there and, you can't say and you can't defend it. So, yeah, definitely some work to be done over there in the 100 Thieves camp. But, of course, they're not alone. Liquid looking to find their way back on their own horse. And, well, with that said, Furia are looking like the powerhouse over there. Let's talk about the games we're going to have today, though, because, well, guess what? Only one of those teams is going to be featured, and it's going to be towards the end of the day, the Evil Geniuses and the 100 Thieves squaring off for North America. But for us, it's Vitality taking on Ents, and then Nada Sincere and the Ninjas in Pajamas.
Yes, and I think the biggest storyline when you look at those two games is one of, can Ents replicate the performance they had yesterday? They were looking so solid against Navi. I think they were playing a good game of Counter-Strike. I think Yampi should get to show the entire world how good he actually is. He's not the primary AWP player in Ents. That's still Elo. He's doing a good job, but Yampi really coming to life against Navi yesterday. And then, of course, the secondary storyline for that one is Navi. Where are they at right now? I posed the question both to you guys and the other guys yesterday. I think Navi is a bit of a fluke. I haven't seen them play well consistently at all, throughout this entire period. The peak they had in Katowice, that was some of the best Counter-Strike we have probably seen a team ever play. But if you can't replicate that performance, what is it worth if you can only do that once a year or something like that? So we need to see Navi in a complete different version today, and it's going to be interesting to see if Ents can replicate the performance from yesterday, because I have my doubts.
It's going to be very hard to replicate some of those performances. You're right, Jacob. We're going to keep our eyes and ears tuned right here into the station that is only made possible by the people that make it happen. We're talking about the sponsors, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about the loving companies that have all helped to put on the DreamHack Master Spring 2020. And I'm not going to limit this to, but I am going to include Corsair, Monster Energy, a DTS, AT&T, the ever-coveted Lily versus Sarah battle. That's a matchup we haven't even begun to dive in yet. But other than that, Betway and obviously Intel are all on board with us, and we are ready for a break. We're going to be going to that break. We come back with the first game of the day. It's going to be Vitality taking on ENCE, the Finnish esports organization from Finland. We will be right back, everybody.